what is it about software that draws your attention? That is to say, when you look at technology and software seemingly is more important than hardware, at least that's the experience you drive to. Why is that the case for you, if it's the case?
Yeah, it is. I would say, I think people act like it's absolute. You either like only hardware or software. I like both, right? Like I want the hardware to be nice. I care about it, but like that only gets me so far because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and look at it and go, oh, look how smooth the edges are. Look at the glass, the Corning Gorilla Glass, whatever, shatterproof. I don't care about that at the end of the day because unless what I'm doing on it is bringing value to me, then it's irrelevant. And so, I know some people, they kind of fetishize the hardware. It looks great, it feels premium, all of these kind of things. And again, nothing wrong with that, right? I'm in that category, but I think it's equally as important to emphasize how much the software unlocks, and that's really what sells the hardware at the end of the day for me. The glass without anything running is just material to me. So that's my outlook on software versus really just like, oh, it looks great and shiny, and what's next? What are you going to do on that? That's how I view it.
Why is it the case then that more tech video
Mhm.
producers, techies on YouTube or beyond, why is it that more of them aren't concentrating on the software? Why is it that that's the exception to the rule? The rule is you must talk about the hardware.
So I'm gonna be all over the place when it comes to this answer here. I would say number one is that a lot of times it's you have to use this stuff pretty extensively to really know the ins and outs. That's why like day one reviews, like other than like accessories, but and a few other edge cases, like day one reviews, I'm like, are you just telling me like high level talking points, or did you actually use this? Because there's a big difference there. I would say there's been a focus on, I'm going to be nice, like hyper produced content where you can't tell seemingly if this is an ad or if this is someone's experience. And I value the experience more than, 8K video, HDR. That gets great. People are really talented, but I want to know what was it like for you to use it. And I feel like that's been removed in a lot of conversations for me, like tech commentary. I remember back in the day where it was just like someone seemingly putting a camera on like their shoulder and you just saw greasy thumbs, comparing things. And I loved that. Right. And then it kind of slowly turned into just like high quality videos, but not as substantive. I didn't really walk away knowing anything more and anything less. I was just whelmed at best. That rhymed. Didn't even mean to. And so, part of the reason I even started my channel earlier this year was because I'm like, well, I have an opinion and I want to voice it, but I also, I feel like I'm watching the same videos. I understand everyone has a different style. They may have a different flow in how they talk, but I was walking away with the same pieces of information and I wanted something a little more fun, like a little more intimate, I guess is the best way. Like, hey, what was it like for you? And I have to know your baseline too, right? A lot of times I can't even tell where they're coming from. I can't carry experience from one device to another, so I don't know fundamentally what I'm working with. You may find this great and this not great, and someone else it might be the exact opposite way. And so to me they just became, and not everyone, and it's not every tech video, it's just saying the trend was focus on the production value and less on information being delivered to your audience. You're more or less just talking about a lot of what you would know just going on the website and looking it up. And so I think it pays well, I'll be honest with you. And the videos themselves, they look they're great. It's far better than anything I'll ever put together. But the good thing about the internet and YouTube and a lot of this stuff is that everyone has their own personal preference. They have their own viewpoints, and so that's what I saw. And so I'm like, well, I want to bring something different. To why it stayed that way, I don't know. I think a bigger systemic problem was tech YouTubers, which I don't even, influencer, these terms are so, they're all over the place. I think they transitioned from helping people make purchasing decisions to just being kind of for people already into tech. They already have picked a place that they want to align, whether it's Samsung, Apple, LG, RIP, and they're sticking to that. And you might see my daughter come here with a little Play-Doh here. But people have already laid their bed, and they're just looking for maybe some confirmation bias, or they're just looking. Hold on, honey. Or they're just looking for to be entertained. There's nothing wrong with that, but I care more about the people that don't know any better, and they're genuinely wondering, like, what was this like for you? What am I going to miss out on leaving this camper or moving from here to here? We've talked offline about I'm switching. It's like, okay, let's settle down there. Unsurly group there, or surly group there, but yeah, that's my quick overall. I hate to generalize, but for time's sake, you kind of have to. That's my take on it. And so I'm like, I want to do something different. And you are that different already. I've watched you for years. And so that's why we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but that's also a problem because, as much as I've been consistent in terms of voice and presenting as raw as possible, that is unedited, it's not what it takes to
Mm.
do anything on YouTube. And that's one of the reasons why I think that most of the community has moved on from YouTube. I mean, there are pockets of it, but yeah, I'm not a video producer. I'm not a video editor. I'm a live streamer, right? Which is why my stomping ground is more on Twitch. And then if I post a video to YouTube, it's always edited. And don't I'm edited. It's clipped out of a live video. Don't worry about your child interrupting. The same thing happened in
Mm.
my Pixel 6 review that got posted this morning. Like literally, virtually the same.
Oh, yeah.
There was no Play-Doh that was involved, but it was for another reason. But that's life, and I sometimes
Mhm.
I prefer to have that in a video because it humanizes you.